Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me in this early morning. It is getting cold and cold. And you know anything about me? I'm a man of the sun. This cold weather, I really don't like the cold weather. Not to the point where I just hate it. It's just, I prefer just the heat, just warmness and everything. And I think that being warm is related to your heart, a warm heart. All right, we're on day 64 today. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Proverbs. Definitely been enjoying our baselines of wisdom and the ideal of life and how to live, quote unquote, generally a perfect life, following God, trying to be righteous, doing the right thing every day, having wisdom right next to me, holding her hand and doing the best that I can. All right. So we're on day 64, Proverbs 11:29 to 30, ESV, of course. Whoever troubles his own household will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. And whoever, verse 30, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and whoever captures souls is wise. Let's do that one more time. Whoever troubles his own household will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and whoever captures souls is wise. Definitely never heard this analogy, the wind analogy. So let's go ahead and whoever troubles his household, do that in the orange, will inherit the wind. Definitely purple. The fool will be servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. Whoever captures souls is wise. Okay. So this is interesting because just on first, usually it goes orange, yellow, where we talk about the fool or the wicked, and then it goes into the righteous and the wise. But this time it does one verse specifically on the wicked fool person, and then onto the wise for the verse. So it's interesting. They kind of change it up just a little bit. Um, in the verse 29 is talking about whoever troubles his own household will inherit the wind. And one of the thing about the household is really interesting because I guess for a man in charge of a house, when you take care of a house, you're taking care of like your legacy. In your household is your partner, your wife, the person you're married to, and then your children. Your wife is related to your current situation in which you are living life with this person, growing, getting intimate, building a home together, that kind of thing. And your children in that household is your legacy, the ones that you are investing your time, kind of like you're discipling them to be adults themselves, because eventually you want to kick them out of your house, not in a negative way, just you want to kick them. You're going to kick them out because they're going to be adults themselves. You'll keep them as long as you can until they are ready to move out on their own, start their own household. So you being, and I'm talking as a man, as the one in charge of the house, you take care of your house, you grow your house, you clean your house, you do whatever it has, and this is the foundation of your life, where you and your wife are working together to build a life together, and so this is your stability, your rock. This is everything. That is your livelihood. Okay. And outside of your house, you do your work and everything like that. But the purpose of working is so that um, you're being able to financially live in this world, the society that you're in. So you do a specific job within that society, and you bring it home. Basically, the fruits of your labor you bring home. Basically, in this society, it's your money to pay rent, to pay your mortgage, to bring food, like buy groceries and do the things that you need to live. And that's the material purpose of working, of living in this world, is to take care of your family and leave a legacy. And what's the legacy? The legacy is to go ahead and grow children who are fear God, seek out wisdom, love Jesus, the baselines and Jesus's great commission, a great commandment, love God, love others, and creating disciples. Those are baseline things that you need to do, whatever. But if you are causing trouble in your household, that is like troubles relate to things that it could be drama, it could be toxicity, um, not raising your children, discord within your family, lying, stealing, not raising your children well, and actually, you're not building good relationships within your own home. And actually, for life, that is the baseline. If you can't build relationships in your own home, how can you build relationships with people around you? You need to take care of things at home, just like how you should take care of things at yourself. The next level is your home and then people outside. That's kind of like the level. So you need to take care of your home. So whether it's your own personal failings or your wife's or whatever it is, you need to take care of that business, get counseling, whatever it is, because the wind, like just think of, I'm just thinking about what it's like to be windy in the house, discord, destruction, chaos. It's not a good thing. Wind, you can't even hold on to it. It's impermanent. It's destructive. It's not stable like a rock. And so, don't cause trouble in your house. Take care of your house. And um, the fool is basically someone who, again, is similar to the wicked person, and they're not living life that is stable. Will be servant to the wise of heart. So what they're assuming here is if you are a fool, you cannot take care of your own business. You're having troubles all the time. It is possible that you'll have financial instability, and you're not disciplined or responsible. But the wise of heart is disciplined and responsible, and these are the people that will be able to hold, I would kind of say, managerial leadership positions, and be able to take care of business. They take care of business and stuff like that. And I could see that the fool would ask for help from people who have their act together. So in my mind, I'm thinking of this wayward brother or cousin or something like that who has a hard time with dealing with life. And so they have to go to the person or their brother, cousin, other cousin or relative who has their act together and ask for money, stuff like that. For myself, I was a fool, and I actually had to help ask for money from my uncle one time. And I think I mentioned this before in a previous stream. But yeah, I asked for money from him, and it was like $500 because I'm not trying to figure out why he needed that money. And I think it was just to live because I was wayward, foolish. I wouldn't say wicked. I just wasn't disciplined or responsible with my money because I ended up getting a really bad credit card, a couple of credit cards in debt, which actually was a red flag when I started dating my wife. It was a big one. And I had to ask other people for money. So for myself, I was the fool. I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't responsible and everything. And it took me a long time to do that. And I had to get help from people who were wiser than I, that was able to be responsible with their money and everything. So yeah, I I was the fool. And that's what it's talking about. The fool literally ends up asking for help from other people who are wiser and more responsible and self disciplined and able to handle their money and stuff like that. which leads to verse 30 of what's like to be a righteous person is a tree of life. And one of the thing about the righteous is when it talks fruit of the righteous, the result of your living. Just think of a tree, an apple tree, and it talks about this in the New Testament. Jesus talks about this, about bearing good fruit. And that means when you are well nurtured and living on good soil and everything, the fruit that comes from a tree, that fruit should be delicious and amazing to taste. When you pick it, harvest it, and go ahead and eat it. Same thing with your own life. If you are cultivating, cultivating, gardening words, cultivating wisdom, and the baselines basically, a good life, being righteous, self-discipline, responsibility, integrity, the fruits of the spirit, all that. That is a tree of life. It is a life. It's life-giving fruit, sustenance for yourself, but also for other people, and which contrasts verse 29, because the fool, their fruit, they may not have fruit at all, or their fruit is not delicious. It's like sour. I'm not saying that uh granny apples are bad or anything. I just don't like the green apples because they're a little sour. But maybe the fruit that the fool produces is rotten or not at all, or when harvest comes there's not a lot there. But the fruit of the righteous tree is life. It's life giving. The words that come out of their mouth, the product of the things they're working on in life, through their work and everything, their children, um, the fruits are, you give it to the children, and the children receive those fruits, and they themselves grow up into being life-giving people themselves. And that's what we want is we ourselves want to be have life-giving uh, traits. When we speak or do things, we encourage and lift up and help other people. And I myself want my children to be able to do that too in the future. That's why I get on my son whenever he uses contrary words. We call it yuck our young, yuck our yum. So he's the type of person that would go like, well, say like my daughter, my son and my daughter go at it. She goes, "Oh, I really like that's a really good thing," and then my son go, or say something that is negative and contrary, and then they get into a fight or something like that. And so, but I want his fruits to be life giving and uplifting, encouraging. That's basically where you want to be, so that my daughter, his sister, will be on stable relationship with him. Okay. Um, being a wise person is the second part of verse 30. Also captures souls. When you are a life giver, people are attracted to you. In your tree of life, and you capture people. Like capturing souls is basically building relationships, and you build bondage relationships. They are bonded to you. No, no, no. You are bonded to other people when you are having that kind of lifestyle, a righteous lifestyle, responsible, and what is it? Responsible, oh, disciplined life. Responsible and disciplined life. People recognize that, and when they talk to you, it's encouraging and uplifting and helpful. People will come back to you, and it's attractive. It's very attractive. And that's what the wise are, is, they have an attractive lifestyle that people would kinda come to. Even the foolish and the wicked will come to you because when they require help or assistance or advice, they come to people that they know that they could trust. It's basically you who live that righteous life. Um, like, for instance, my I've been friends with my buddy for a long time, and when he's in trouble, he comes to me. He's been living with us for a while now because just his life situation and everything. But now I'm going to kick him out. Well, well, we've been talking about it for the last couple of years for him moving out. He has a full time job now, and he's basically ready to just move on and just be an adult himself and start his own family and everything. And that's what I hope for him as kind of like my pseudo son. Um, because he never had a father figure. So I became that father figure to him. And so I want him to thrive and grow and to be in this life, live in this life that we're in right now, and to be himself, to encourage other people and to grow and be responsible, disciplined, and do all that. And so he's ready to leave the house. My little bird is learning how to fly. But yeah, I I feel like living this kind of life is the way to go. The fruits of the spirit, Galatians 5:22-23, um, the pillars of wisdom, all those things. Living a life that follows Jesus Christ, you know, loving God, loving others, loving your neighbor as yourself, and making disciples. And I encourage you, my dear brothers and sisters, to go out there, if not make disciples right now, if you're not ready, which, you know, you could do it at any time. If you are, um, have received good counsel, have support of people who love and are helping or investing in you, you yourself should start investing in other people too. You know, being the life giving tree of life with fruit that people enjoy and love. Anyways, now I'm starting to ramble. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Peace.